Hey Skylar, I appreciate you taking the time to take my call this morning. Before I jump into the content that I have for you, I want to just do a brief intro on myself. So my name's Andrew. I am a U.S. Marine veteran. I got out of the Marine Corps in 2020, and around that time, I noticed that a lot of small businesses were really hurting as a result of COVID lockdowns, and all the other craziness that's been happening here in our country since then. That's not something um, that sat well with me at all because I believe very strongly that small business is the backbone of our country. And so I started my business, Sovereign SEO, with the objective to bring small business owners such as yourself in contact with more people that you can help so that you can have the success and growth in your business that you're looking for. So with that in mind, I want to give you some tips on how you can use your presence online to do that. So first of all, I wanted to check out some metrics with you. This is a tool that I use called Ahrefs. Among other things, it allows me to take a look at how many people are searching what online every month. So these are keywords related to roofing in Phoenix, and as you can see, Roofing Companies Phoenix has a search volume of 700. That means on average this gets searched 700 times per month. All these keywords down here that are similar, they have volumes in the hundreds as well, right? So when somebody searches something like this, it indicates that they don't have a company in mind, but they're looking to purchase the services that you offer. So with thousands of searches coming through every month like this, I'm sure you can understand how it could be impactful for your business to capture a portion of this traffic. If you were to grab even 1 to 200 of these, probably 5 to 10% of these people would end up calling you. That's about the metric of people that visit your site to people who reach out. And so, I'm not sure what your primary mechanism for getting business is right now. A lot of roofers that I talk with go out and knock doors. And so, imagine how impactful it could be for your business to have, 10, 20, potentially even more leads coming through to you every month, just as a result of your website being visible. So that's what I want to give you tips on. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about on that note is the content that's on your website. So when I say content, specifically I'm talking about text like this. I do notice you guys highlight Mesa more, and that's actually another thing I wanted to mention too. These are just Phoenix keywords, but say somebody searches Mesa, it's not going to have as much volume as Phoenix because people think of Phoenix as the whole valley, so it gets searched a little more. But I happen to know off the top of my head, I think the top Mesa keyword has, actually, let's just look. I think it has 400. Okay, so 300. So, as you can see, there's still several thousand searches coming through for Mesa specifically. And we could do this with any part of the valley too. If you work in other parts of East Valley, we could do this for Gilbert, Chandler, Queen Creek. So anyway, my point here is you want to add some content to your site which highlights these keywords. So say you're going primarily after Mesa keywords, right? You would want to have these exact phrases on your page. The reason is, when somebody searches Mesa AZ Roofing, which we see happens 300 times a month, and you have Mesa AZ Roofing in the text on your page several times, it's going to make it a lot easier for Google to realize that your page needs to be in front of the person who's searching for this. All right, so just an idea of what this looks like in practice. I did a quick search here for Roofers Phoenix. Your top competitor in the Phoenix area in terms of online presence is Level 5 Roofing. These guys, we can see this strategy really clearly here on their site. So if we scroll down to where more of their content starts, you see here Roofing Phoenix, roofing companies in Phoenix AZ, roofing contractors in Phoenix AZ, roof replacement in Phoenix AZ. And there's more in here, but I think you get the point just fine. So these guys are very clearly employing the strategy, and you can see because they talk about Roofing Phoenix and make that very clear, it makes it easy for Google to put the site in front of people when you search something like this. All right. My second tip for you is kind of the second half of this equation, where content kind of gets you on the list for what you want people to find you for. This second tip, make sure that you're on, it gets you on page 1, right? Versus being on page 6, 7, or 8 where nobody's going to look. So the second tip is something called backlinks. And all a backlink is it's somewhere that your site is referenced on the internet, somewhere that there's a link to your website. All right. And so currently you guys have 3 backlinks coming from 2 different websites. And just to give you a quick reference here, this is what Level 5 Roofing's backlink profile looks like. They have 1.2 thousand backlinks coming from over 300 websites. I know those are kind of big numbers, when you don't really have a lot. One thing I do want to highlight is that quality is a lot more important than quantity here. So and when I say quality, when it comes to backlinks, quality means that it's relevant to your website. So, you guys offer roofing services. If you had a backlink from like a pizza shop, it wouldn't be all that impactful for you because it's not relevant. And the other half of that equation is that the website that's referencing you is also viewed as a credible website. And Google's estimation of a credible website basically means that you have backlinks. So the site that's referencing you has their own backlinks, and also that it's a site that people are actually visiting and it has traffic. So when I say quality, that's what I mean. So my second tip is to get good quality backlinks. And again, the reason that that's important is because while the first tip we talked about, getting the keywords and the content on your site will get you on the list in front of people, getting good backlinks will get you on page 1, which is where people really look. People don't often go to page 2, 3. So that's my second tip. My third and final tip for you has to do with this right here. This is called the map pack. The map pack is Google's business directory. And you'll notice that Level 5 Roofing is not in the top 3 companies here. That's because there's a little bit different ranking system at play here. And one of the most important things in that ranking system is something called citations. A citation is just anywhere on the internet that your business name, phone number, and address are displayed together. So think somewhere like BBB or yellowpages.com, business directories. So my suggestion here is you go out and you find your top 3 competitors. It might not be for Phoenix, you might want to do this for Mesa instead, but find the top 3 competitors for the service and the area that you want, and you go and you find the directories that these guys are cited in, and you get a citation for your business in that same directory. Now if you do that for all the top 3, you're going to end up having more than any one of the top 3, and you'll see that does a lot to get you into the top 3 places right here, which is super valuable because we know a lot of people actually will just come straight here and not even go down here. And it's plenty of people still come down here, but as you can see, these places are really visible. Getting your business shown in these top 3 spots is very big. So I highly recommend that, getting more citations. That's all I have for you. So let me just give a brief overview. Summary. The first tip I had for you was adding some of these types of keywords to your page in the content. And to do that, you might have to add more text content. I usually recommend 500 to 1,000 words. The second tip was getting more backlinks so that once your company is on the list for the words that you want to rank for, you can actually rank highly for those words. And the third tip was getting more citations so that you can rank here in the map pack. So that's what I have for you. I truly hope this info is helpful to you. I'd really appreciate if you would take the time to just give me one line of feedback so I know if this kind of info is helping. Or if you have any other questions, or if there's anything that I can do to help you out with this. So thank you so much for your time watching this. I look forward to speaking with you again.